Hey, Facebook, what's going on? Happy Thursday to you. All right, it's time. Ask an expert. We're like, well, what constitute you being Oh, there we go. Okay, got a little flinch there. Ask an expert right now. You got a weight loss, health, fitness question. I've got your answer. So let me just preface in saying that what constitute an expert? Because that's going to be your first question. What makes you an expert? Well, I'll first tell you that I don't have all the answers, but I have a lot of them. Been doing this for a quarter of a century, for longer than half of my life, right? I'm 47, so I've been doing health and fitness, weight loss for the past 25 years. Physical therapy, gym, group fitness, personal training, gym owner, online coach, coaching, nutrition, counseling, so forth, so on. All right, so with that, if you have a question, right now is your time. Ask me any question. Now, I won't claim nobody has all the answers, right? There's only one guy, he's upstairs, and he's got all the answers, but I do have a lot of them. And I would say what constitute an expert, you know what they say? The research says that it's 10,000 hours worth to create, not necessarily an expert, a professional athlete, right? Something like that. Well, if it's an expert. So if you're an expert at, say, golf or baseball, it takes 10,000 hours. Well, I can tell you I have well over 10,000 hours. If I've been doing this 25 years, you could do the math. Pretty much full time my entire life. I'm on a little swing if you're wondering why I'm rocking back and forth. And if you have any questions, right now is the time to ask. Free advice. I have clients that pay me a good amount of money to get their questions answered, but I'm giving you this free opportunity right now. If you have a health, fitness, weight loss related question, if you want to shoot me a private message, you can do that as well. Of course, I'll answer that to you in a private message. But if you have a good general one about like weight loss, about counting calories, about exercise, about working out, do I need weights? Should I use bands? Do I do body weight exercise? Should I do high intensity? Should I do weight bearing? Should I diet? Do I not eat carbs? Should I do keto? Should I go get my doctor to just give me a tummy tuck and call it a day, right? That's what you want to hear. Let's just do the easy thing. Let's just have the doctor just suck all the fat out. How about that? So I don't know. I like rocking in here. I don't get it. I had a swing. We're at a park here in Atlantic Beach, and I say we. It's me. This is my guy. This is Owen. Tell you what. Hey, Carol, what's going on? So I'm going to ask. I do. On a side note, I come on live for my coaching clients every single week. I do a live Q&A. We do some training, live training. We do some Q&A time, communication, connection, so forth, so on. Lots of communication, pretty much on a weekly and daily basis. If you have no idea what I do, I'm an online coach. I've been a health and fitness coach for 25 years, but in the online space for now about 2 years, a little over 2 years. Really just getting started, 47 years young, just getting started. And by the way, if you have a question, Carol or Gary, if you have any question at all, feel free to go ahead and type it in. So what's the magic answer? Love it. Awesome. The magic answer. Hey, good one. The magic answer, I would say, I guess it depends on what you're asking me. If it's related to health, fitness, weight loss, the magic answer is here. I do have the magic answer. And before you even ask, clarify what that question is. The magic answer to anything that you're pursuing, anything to be successful, whether it be weight loss, fitness, getting stronger, healthier, all those things. Never give up. Never, ever, ever, ever give up. The only time I see people fail, now mind you, you might mess up and maybe get off track and maybe are doing something that's more of a quick fix, and you're looking for that to be the solution. You go on a quick fix to lose 20 pounds and you think that's going to keep the 20 pounds off forever. Of course, that's not a solution, right? But the magic answer is to never give up. You never, ever give up on your health. Never give up on, if you're trying to lose weight, the goal is to lose the weight and keep it off forever. I hate hearing that people are on this weight loss. I've been trying to lose weight, I've lost weight, I've gained it back. I'm trying to lose weight. I've been doing it for the last 20 years. And there's nothing it doesn't really frustrate me as it more the one thing that I'm excited about when I hear that is that you haven't given up. Even if you maybe haven't succeeded yet, you haven't given up. In fact, I've had people come in my coaching program that have been trying to lose weight for 10 and 20 years. And they come in, and I wish I could say everyone was successful. The only ones that aren't successful that come into my program are the ones that give up at the end of the day. The ones that give up. They give up and they stop and they think that there's another thing out there, something better out there. So the magic answer truly, and this is for anything, and this is 25 years and more, well over 10,000 hours of hands-on. I can just tell you this. Let's just say experience. I have probably over 15 certifications. I have a degree in physical therapy. I owned a gym, had a personal training center. I've worked with thousands of people over the years in group fitness, personal training, in-home personal training, in the gym personal training, in different locations in the country. So I would say is I have a bit of experience there. But I would just want to share with you, hey, as you're coming on, let me know. Hey, Carol and Gary, welcome. I appreciate you. Thanks for coming on. Thanks for joining, Barbara and Debbie and Trish and Dan. Thanks for joining. I'm going to say hello and give you a little wave back. Awesome, awesome. If you have a question, please don't just listen to me talk. If you have a question, I want to answer it. I want to give some value. I don't want to just come on here. I'm enjoying my afternoon. You know what's really nice about the afternoons is that I tend to get most of my work done because I get up at 4:30. Maybe you've caught one of my lives. In fact, one of the best ways that you can catch, I have to be careful if there's a dog walking around. When he starts to sniff and look around, I wonder if there's a dog. He's not the most friendliest with other dogs, Owen there. But I would say is you can actually go up into my profile and you can go receive announcements. So instead of like, oh, I missed his live, or if you really like it, I'm excited, thank you for joining. But you can also receive a notification when I go live so you don't miss them. So that way, if you want to come on for the next live Q&A and you have a question regarding the weight loss, you can ask. So is that the only question? I'm back on here. If you didn't hear me in the beginning, if you're just getting on, I'm answering your questions. It's in the post, in the title. If you have weight loss related, fitness related, health, fitness, any of those things. Again, I don't have all the answers. I'm still learning. Here's the beautiful thing. I have well over 10,000 hours and I'm continuing to learn more and more every single day. You can't stop learning. I try to learn something new, whether it be from a coaching client, whether it be in just kind of research and development, studying. And I can say there's a couple of things that I'm learning about weight loss and fitness. And that's this. Our human bodies are pretty much still the same. They still function the same way. They still have the same kind of limitations. I say there's more gyms now than there ever has in the history of the world as far as gyms and fitness centers and trainers and coaches and all that sort of stuff. And the other hard fact to realize is that there's more people out of shape now, overweight, unhealthy, unfit than ever before. And you know what's even crazier on top of that is that our like health insurance, as far as that goes, the costs of health, and I'm not going to get on political rant here or anything because I'm the last person you want to talk to about politics. I'm probably the last person that knew about the whole coronavirus too, and that's just another story. But I will say is that the healthcare system in general is honestly not nearly like it used to be. But you know what? We did it to ourselves because a lot of times what happened, the reason why it went the way it went is because we took advantage of it, right? And isn't that the truth? What happens is we take advantage of it. We feel we get a little injury, a little shoulder twinge, and we feel we need 12 weeks of physical therapy, which is something that should be taken care of soon, and you should be able to do on your own and take care of it. And that's the truth. That's just how it is. But we get so consumer really mindset focused that we got to consume like you're consuming now. But at the end of the day, you got to own it. It's yours. Your body, your health, your life, your fitness, your fat that's on your body. You have to own it. There's a lot of things that I've done and made mistakes on, and I've owned them. And you know what? There's freedom in owning it. So we're almost going into the weekend. I'm going to share something about going into the weekend having freedom. And I'll tell you what, one of the things I love seeing is when I ask my clients how they did the week and they had their success and they share their success through the week, we celebrate that. And there's freedom in that. And going into the weekend, dropping weight, feeling better. And even if they're off track, they get right back on track. They don't, let getting off track turn into a year of getting off track and another 10 or 20 pounds. Does that make sense? All right, so looking forward to meeting up with you in a couple of weeks. Yes, absolutely. That would be fantastic, Barbara. Look forward to it as well, definitely. Appreciate you for being on here. And listen, Guy, if you're on here, Karen, Dan, any of you, Trish, Deb, if you had any questions, if you're still watching, if you're still checking this out, my dog is very interested. It's probably a squirrel. But that's it. No questions. Maybe I'll need to come on more frequent to give you time to ask. Maybe you have your questions ready for next time. And here, I would say maybe the top three, if I were to say top three questions that people ask about fitness. Now, let's just go a little more specific and talk about demographics. My demographics, my people in their 40s and 50s and 60s and older. But once you break around that 35 to 40 period, let's just say over 40, that's typically the clients that I work with, over 40. Here's the big thing with weight loss. Number one, doesn't get easier. That's all I got to say. Number one, the most important thing you need to know when you get older, it doesn't get easier. So whether you have weight to lose, whether you're trying to keep weight off, whether you're even trying to put weight on, it doesn't get easier as the years go by. So if you're saying, you know, I'll just wait until my kids get older and they get out of the house to start taking, I'll wait until I retire. I'll wait until I make enough money that I can hire a coach. It's going to be a lot. Think about it this way. If you have to wait and wait and wait and wait, and it's going to be longer, you're going to end up spending more money longer down the road trying to fix the mistakes you've made in the time you take to make those mistakes. So that's regarding getting older. That's number one with weight loss. With fitness, let me just share this. Number one, I would say question I get with fitness. I appreciate you still watching, whoever's watching out there. With regards to fitness, the number one question that I get is what should I do? I don't, like at 40 something, I don't know what I should do. Well, you need to do what your body is able to do, capable of doing. Don't go doing something because you go to a gym and a trainer is going to give you the workout that they do themselves and they're 25 years old. That's not what you need. And not everybody in their 40s needs the same thing. Some people are beginners. Some people are, more advanced. Maybe some people have some limitations and injuries. But I'll tell you what really helps having is a coach who can know exactly what you need and what you don't need and can direct you the appropriate way. If you want to try to figure it out on your own, good luck. I don't know too many people, unless you're a fitness expert, that really truly knows what they need when they're over 40. So people come to me, they kind of expect and they're paying because I have all the credentialing and the success of my clients. Have I succeeded with all of them? Heck no. I've had people come and go. It's just a part of it. There's just, people give up. I would say as the person that doesn't give up on my program is the person that succeeds on my program. Simple, plain and simple. There's nothing earth-shattering. There's no magic potions or pills or formulas or anything like that. So fitness, that goes. With health, I think the biggest thing with health is honestly, and this may sound different for people in their 40s, I would say the biggest thing, and by the way, David, if you're coming on, and Christopher, if you're coming on here a little later, I'm answering questions, and basically it hasn't been too many questions, so just sharing a few thoughts while I'm hanging out here, taking a little break with Owen before we go on the second part of our run. And let me just give you a little, he's like, come on, Dad, let's go. I'm ready. Oh, yeah, boy. So I went over a couple things, the top three questions that I get asked. And again, if you have a question, David or Christopher, by all means, I'm going to be on here for a minute or two more, and then I'll give him that break, and we're going to get back on the bike. So the first two questions, or I say the top three, the first one was with regards to weight loss and losing weight. I tell people this all the time. It only gets harder. It only gets harder when you get older. I would say that with fitness. So like, what do I do? Well, it all depends on where you're at in your fitness walk. And the best thing to do is to make sure you have an understanding of where you're at so you know what you need to do. And if you don't know what to do, you need to hire somebody. And I'm not talking about somebody that's free at a gym that's going to show you some machines. You're going to get what you get. You kind of, if you pay nothing, you're going to probably expect to get nothing in return for your investment in that. All right. So hopefully that makes sense. Last, health. Here's the biggest thing I can say. One of the things that I've really, really appreciated being an online coach and having this kind of freedom. I'm not in an office. Thank God I could not do an office. I'm not an office guy. I haven't been in an office, to be honest with you, in 20 years. My last office was at a hospital. I worked for the hospital for special surgery when I was working in physical therapy. Did that for about 5 years, and it was a hospital setting, right? So really not in an office. But fortunately, I have not had a life in an office. And hey, this is not knocking people that have to work in offices. I would just say the one thing that I've appreciated being an online coach and having the freedom to be outside and to do my work from my phone and from my computer is I've been able to really have not time to myself because I'm super busy as well, but just an appreciation for slowing some things down. Now I'm working at a fast pace. I got a lot of clients to work with and they got to respond and coaching calls and checking in and all that stuff, but I can make it my time. And I think the hardest thing for people when they get older is you got no time. At the end of the day, you got no time, right? You don't have time. You barely have time to breathe. You have time to do your work. You're maybe at a 9 to 5. You have barely any time for your kids, and you want to make that as quality a time as you can. Absolutely, right? You got spring break coming up and things are going on and all that. You want to make time for your spouse, and you want to make time if you got a pet. You want to make time for you got to make time for this guy. He's like, all right. You got to make time for your pet and all those types of things. And I would say is you don't have any time. The hardest thing is to be able to try to slow things down. Get on a hammock. You don't have to get on. You can even disconnect. This is relaxing for me. I really, truly love what I do. In fact, I think that's the other thing. The third thing, the question, well, how, as far as having health, whatever you're doing in life, really, truly do something you love. If you're able to, and if you're not, try as quickly as you can. I'll tell you what, it's been a hard road, this whole fitness pursuit for me as a coach and a trainer and a gym owner. And while it may seem luxurious, well, maybe not with the garbage can back there. It's not, it's hard work. And I could say, but I always say this, while it is hard work, it never really feels like work because I truly, truly love what I do. Hey, Karen, you're walking your doggies. Awesome, Karen. Good to see you on here. Good to see you. Stacy, Christopher, what's up? Hey, I'm going to give a wave. So I'm going to plan on coming on here live. I want to be as valuable as I can now. Whether you become a coaching client of mine or you're a past coaching client, is my goal in 2020 is to reach over 1,000 people. So I want to be able to say that, and I don't even need to hear. I just want to be able to know in my mind that I've been able to see and reach 1,000 people to help them in their health and fitness pursuits. The beautiful thing about being an online coach is that I have the high capacity to do it through internet. When I was at a gym, it was very small marketing. Not to say I couldn't reach 1,000 people, but it was all local. And now, what's really crazy to think is I have a client that's in Cairo, Egypt. I have some clients right here local in my neighborhood. I have a client in Uganda. I have a client in Alaska right now, which is pretty cool. I have clients that are pretty much all over the globe, which is pretty awesome. There's a lot in the States, don't get me wrong. There's a small percentage, but the cool thing is that I get to do this anywhere. In fact, next week when we're out of town with my family, you'll see some cool shots of that and some videos. I'll be able to still take my clients with me because they get to go wherever I go and I get to go wherever they go. And that's the beautiful thing. You don't have to wait for appointments like your trainer. Oh, sorry, Mrs. Jones, I can't work you in. I got a full schedule tonight. You're going to have to go on my next appointment on another day. That was the worst ever, right? I had clients, and there's nothing worse as a trainer. Trust me, I did that for like 20 years. Is you have a handful of clients and they do really well, and then you got one that, oh, well, I'm going to go up to my summer house, and then I'm going to be away for 2 months. Well, I didn't get paid. They didn't get training, and they'd come back and expect that same time. It was terrible. And I did it for a long time, but I can say that I'm grateful now. No appointments. You get an appointment to book a call with me. But other than that, we have the freedom to make time available when you need, the flexibility to have that in. That's the beautiful thing. If you want more information, you go ahead and hit me up with a message. You can send me a private message. We can talk. But again, I don't want to spend the rest of this time on here. If you have any questions, I guess there's no questions. So my dog's like, hey, bud, if there's no questions, then go take me for the rest of my run. Hey, I'm out of here. I hope you have an amazing, blessed rest of the week and weekend and spring break if it's coming up for you moms and dads with your kids and stuff. I'm out. We'll talk to you later. See ya.